not all salts are equal. So if you are used to working with a certain kind of salt, and then you just are forced for some reason ran out of salt, so you use some other salt, you actually don't know how to use it. You really want to have the same salt all the time.
Yeah, you have a page on salt in the
Yeah,
book, which
totally.
is fascinating.
Salt is, you got to get to know your salt. You gotta love your salt, and you got to use it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And it will teach you how to use that salt. By your own palate will tell you how salty you like things. But if you change it up and you mix up a whole bunch of salts, you've now multiplied your learning path. So for me, my favorite salt is kosher salt, and I like to use that all the time. And if I ever change it, I might sprinkle a little bit of molten salt, which is a crunchy, sort of a flaky salt. But it's more for that when you're actually eating.
The texture.
Yeah, it gives you texture as well as salt. Exactly. You wouldn't use it on scrambled eggs, but if you switch out your salts, it's a different weapon.
Yeah.
You need to learn it.
I like how, usually there's wine connoisseurs. You're saying, you're going back to sort of farm to table when you're talking about carrots. In that same rigor and nuance, you have to consider the different farms involved for the carrots. In that same way, you have to consider the different salts.
Yeah.
With
and also not even all kosher salts are the same. It's the particular salt that you like. Get to know it. Get in a relationship with it. Mm-hmm. It's like great. You will learn so much.
In terms of the measurement, the proportion, the amount of salt you put in, are you doing that like exactly, or are you doing it by feel?
So it's by feel, and that's where you get the relationship. So in fact, I have in the cookbook, I have QR codes that people can scan, because what I struggle with recipes is they don't teach you technique, right? They can describe the technique, but they don't teach the technique, because it's a technique. It's not a recipe. And so one of the lessons is how do you salt a steak, and the answer is not here's a teaspoon and you do it this way. The answer is use kosher salt so you can see with your eyes, because they're little flakes, how much salt is on your steak, and then taste it and cook it, and then taste it. Do you think you need more or you needed less? Okay, now next time, put a little more on it because you can see it. And it's about learning the fact that you want to be able to see how much salt is on the steak, so that you can then train yourself for the future of how much salt you want in your steak.
Yeah, but then the steak and the salt kind of dance together. It depends on where the steak came from.
That's true. That's true. And all the thickness of the steak, that'll make a difference. But for the most part, if you learn, if you're able to see it, versus table salt, for example, just disappears. You just can't see what you're putting on your steak. You can't really learn as a result.